Cowboy Logic, Season 3, Episode 7. I said no more cats. I said no more cats, and I'm in it. I walked past her cage 3 times. I'm Ann Dunbar, and this is Cowboy Logic. Today, I want to tell you about a green-eyed cat named Nakita and the joy I didn't know I was still capable of feeling. Old saying in ranch country, you don't always pick the horse. Sometimes the horse picks you. The cowboys who've been around long enough to know that the best partnerships aren't the ones you plan. They're the ones that find you when you weren't looking, when your heart was closed and when you decided you were done. And then something looks at you across a crowded room and you already know. When my husband died, we had 2 cats, Diamond and Cheeky. Diamond was my husband's cat, completely and totally his. And when he died, Diamond nearly followed him. She stopped eating and she stopped moving. And she nearly slipped away entirely before I found a vet willing to fight for her. It turned out she was diabetic, like her sister and like me. We saved her. Diamond lived long enough to outlive her sister Cheeky. She was there through all of it, through every loss and every grief and every hard season. She was the one left from the life I'd had before. She was the only one. And then she got liver disease, and there was no saving her this time. I held her in my arms until she was gone. After that, I said, no more cats. I meant it with everything I had. The grief of losing a pet, on top of everything else I'd almost lost, was simply more than I was willing to do again. I kept that promise to myself for 2 years. 2 quiet years. Just me and the silence. Then, in 2019, my mother-in-law wanted kittens. She'd just lost her 2 cats and her heart was empty. So I took her to the Humane Society. Now I was just the driver, just along for the trip. I was not getting a cat. While she looked around, I wandered around. The way you do when you're somewhere you're not supposed to want anything. You're just looking, just passing time. And then I saw her, Nakita, in a cage by herself. She was beautiful, genuinely stop and stare beautiful, light green eyes, and friendly to everyone who stopped to pet her. I walked past. I kept walking, but then I came back around and walked past again. Every single time our eyes met, she just looked at me, not desperately and not performing, just steady, patient, and certain, like she already knew. I finally stopped and petted her, and I felt that green gaze on me the whole time I did. Then I walked away, and I turned around to find her still watching me. I left that Humane Society with a cat. She came home for a trial run, that's all, just to see if my allergies could handle it. She never left. Morning, she waits for me to open the bedroom door. But I can't just get up. That's not how Nakita works. I have to open the door, lay back down, so we can have our morning cuddle. She tucks herself in, and she gets her head kissed. Then the day can begin. And somewhere in the middle of the day, she comes to find me. Not to cuddle, and not to be still, to play. She wants to be chased. Around the house we go, me after her flying through her kitty tunnel, up her kitty tree, and back down again, starting all over. She tears through the tunnel like she's got somewhere important to be, and she hits that tree like she's conquering something. And I chase her, laughing away. A woman with a disease that has stolen her ability to go outside without a mask, chasing a green-eyed cat through a tunnel in her living room, laughing. That's joy. The joy I remembered from before. Not the bike flying down the hillside, or the rain dancing in the holler, or the strangers on the 10K course telling me I was flying. But joy, real, present, right now, happening in my living room, joy. She gave it back to me. I didn't even know it was gone until she found it. I spent a lot of time thinking about joy, trying to locate it and trying to remember when I last felt it. And I almost missed it because I was looking for the big kind, the flying downhill kind, the dancing in the rain kind. But joy doesn't always arrive on a bike with no hands. Sometimes it arrives in a cage at the Humane Society, watching you walk past for the third time, waiting patiently for you to stop being stubborn and come back. Sometimes it fits in your lap during a morning cuddle, and sometimes it tears through a kitty tunnel at full speed while you chase it around the living room laughing. I said no more cats. Nakita didn't care what I said. She just waited. And I've been thinking about all the joy we close ourselves off from, all the ways we decide we're done, done hoping, done trying, and done opening our hearts to something that might leave us again, done being the girl who runs barefoot through the grass. We say no more, and joy sits in its cage and watches us walk past and waits, because joy is patient like that. It knows you'll come back. Maybe, if we're lucky, we come back. The question is how many times you'll walk past before you stop. Cowboy logic is this: joy doesn't always find you outside. Sometimes it's already waiting inside, watching you with green eyes and patient as anything. Stop walking past it. And if a cat makes you chase her through a tunnel today, you chase that cat. I'm Ann Dunbar, and thanks for riding along. I'll see you next week.